All right, guys. So Trump signs stablecoin bill into law, capping string of crypto week victories. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. This dropped about 2 hours ago, and I want to know more about it. So President Trump on Friday signed into law a bill that established the first federal framework for dollar-backed stablecoins, one of the biggest victories yet for crypto industry that has pushed for more favorable oversight in Washington, D.C. And Trump says, I pledge that we will bring back American liberty and leadership and make United States the crypto capital of the world. And that's what we've done, Trump said during a signing ceremony for the Genius Act at the White House. All right. Two other crypto bills also passed through the White House this week, the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act and the Clarity Act, which served as an additional wins for the crypto industry. They prohibit the creation of central bank digital currencies and assign oversight over all digital assets except stablecoins to either the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, or the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Both will now go to the Senate, where the ultimate fates are still unknown. The passage of all three bills came after a series of roadblocks and delays of GOP leaders struggled to bring some Republican holdouts in line during what he has dubbed Crypto Week by backers of the legislation. Trump is also deepening his own financial involvement in cryptocurrencies with several separate ventures. They include World Liberty Financial, a new crypto startup backed up by Trump and his sons that has already launched its US dollar peg stablecoin in partnership with BitGo. Stocks with crypto ties have been surging recently as investors anticipated the moves in the nation's capital, notably Coinbase, Robinhood, and newly public stablecoin issuer Circle. The Genius Act signed into law by Trump on Friday outlines how U.S. companies can issue and manage dollar-backed stablecoins for payments, giving those digital assets a massive stamp of approval that is expected to encourage wider adoption. It bans members of Congress and their families from earning profits from stablecoins, but not Trump and his family, an omission that irked some Democrats and slowed progress on the legislation earlier this spring. Between Washington and Wall Street, expectations are riding high for what the legislation ultimately brings. A senior Treasury official said growth in the 260 billion stablecoin market over the months and years ahead will have significant impact on the dominance of the US dollar and demand for US debt. The legislation is also expected to unleash a wave of new stablecoin entrants as traditional companies ranging from banks and Taylors consider whether to issue their own coins. Banks and non-banks have a parity here, so I think the banks will be able to compete in this new payment regime, said Patrick McHenry, the former Republican congressman and House Financial Services chair who helped move forward an earlier iteration of stablecoin bill in the last Congress. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon and Citigroup CEO Jane Fraser both said Tuesday they are planning to get involved in stablecoins, the latest evidence of how Wall Street is pivoting to embrace digital assets. Big banks have convened to explore prospects for launching a collaborative stablecoin network. Diamond, however you say the name, a longtime skeptic of cryptocurrencies, said the banks need to embrace stablecoins as a way to keep pace with payment rivals. Last month, JP Morgan announced plans to launch a so-called deposit token called JPMD that is somewhat like a stablecoin but available only to JP Morgan's institutional clients. We're going to be involved in both JP Morgan deposit coin and stablecoins to understand it, to be good at it, Diamond said. Other banks are also paying attention. I think it's real. I think it's here to stay. I think it's a little overhyped at this point, but we'll figure out the best way we can get involved. Bruce Von Son, CEO of Citizens Financial Group, told Yahoo Finance. The Wall Street Journal has separately reported that Amazon and Walmart are exploring stablecoin opportunities. The new wave of competition could upend the traditional payment system, especially the merchants seek to use stablecoins as a way to get around conventional card-based networks such as Visa and MasterCard. The legislation also would empower the Federal Reserve and the Office of the Comptroller of the currency to oversee stablecoin issuers that hold $10 billion or more in assets. Smaller issuers will be under the purview of state regulators. The OCC is prepared to work swiftly to implement this landmark legislation that expands the authority of OCC to include non-bank payment stablecoin issuers. Comptroller the currency Jonathan Gott said in a statement Friday. All issuers will be required to hold reserves in cash or U.S. Treasuries, undergo regular audits, and publicly disclose their holdings and redemption processes. Like money market funds, the tokens must aim to redeemable at face value, but unlike money market funds, stablecoins under this bill cannot pay entrance. There's an ongoing debate about how widespread the uses of digital assets will be ultimately. Stablecoin proponents tout these assets as a haven for crypto's wild volatility and a safer place for traders to store their gains because they can peg to non-crypto assets like the dollar. Their near instant settlement and programmability also carry advantages proponents believe could enhance cross-border transactions and wider access to the US dollar, but concerns remain among the detractors, that there could be risks with stablecoins, including the possibility of panic runs among investors. Alright, so with all that being said, I apologize that you guys get a small, short video. Shout out to everybody that is a part of the audience and that wants to be a part about the knowledge and information that we're giving or I'm giving. And all I'm doing, I'm just reading what's going on Yahoo Finance, Investing.com, TradingView, Charles Schwab. So let me know y'all thoughts on the new stable coin. My thoughts would be I'm excited because, like I said, Steve Ballmer, he was the first article that when I really got into financial literacy and reading about Wall Street and reading about billionaires and reading about the stock market, Steve Ballmer made an article about the new Clippers arena in Inglewood, and everybody has access to Bitcoin to purchase popcorn, hot dogs, a soda, for example, and they can order it from their seats, and they don't have to walk around the whole entire arena to get their food. They can order it. They come deliver it, and now that was a way for me to understand what was going on with everything that's going on. So I'm excited, man. And of course, y'all know we made a video about the European credit cards. And all around Europe, people are using crypto cards to pay for food, pay for finances, and pay for bills. They're using crypto cards more than they're going to the banks in Europe. And I feel like Trump is doing something very smart. Now, there's going to be a lot of skeptics. There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of criticism. There's going to be a lot of people saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. Trump don't know what he's doing. All that, whatever. You're entitled to your opinion. Now, I really don't mind anybody saying anything because, I'm just reading the article, giving my thoughts about it. and I'm appreciative of what we just read, because now stablecoin is something that I'm going to be investing in and looking into. Before I invest, I'm going to do my homework, see what other people think, see what their thoughts. I would love to turn my channel into a podcast review or a interview, where I interview people in the financial, literacy world. And I need you guys' help. If you know anybody that's interested, I will create an account. What's the account called? It's called man, I got Amazon in my head, but it's not called the Amazon. It's called what is that thing called? If y'all know what I'm saying, we can do podcasts through computer. I don't have to meet nobody. I don't have to go to nowhere. Zoom. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Zoom. I will have Zoom interviews, and also we can do it however they feel comfortable on whichever platform. And I don't have to go to nobody. I can just do it via Zoom. And I'm literally thinking of ways of how I want to approach my channel, and I want people to learn on my channel. I don't want people to feel like I'm just reporting news. Like, no, this stuff that I'm reading is crucial. It's really, really crucial. Sorry, my green screen is looking a little messed up right now. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyways, man, like I was saying, man, we're going to have a transition where we can talk about financial literacy. We can talk about, the journey of where people started doing their homework and started, giving their thoughts and all of that great stuff. So I'm excited. Like I said, we're gonna have our first Zoom meeting very soon. I'm not gonna hold up. I'm not gonna wait. I'm going to continue to become a good journalist, study, watch others. Shout out to Jabari Young at Forbes. I definitely would love to make a Zoom meeting with him, and one day y'all gonna see me at the NASDAQ headquarters in New York, in Manhattan, suited and booted, ready to go. And I want to just, express how I feel, tell my story, and also help others, financially helping all. So books will be coming out. I have a lot of great plans, and I want to stick to those plans. I never had these thoughts, never had these type of goals, but as I get older, I'm just really not into the rah-rah no more. I'm into just knowledge and information age, how I can revolutionize the game, how I can come into the stock market, how I can come into tech, how I can just be myself as well and not have to change because of, the perception that we give or whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. Let me know your thoughts on stablecoin. Let me know your thoughts on Trump's decision to pass this, and I'm gonna continue to keep you guys updated. What I would suggest you do is to do your own homework, and type up the stablecoin law, or matter of fact, what was it called? It was called the stablecoin, the biggest victory, the Genius Act. So it's called, Trump said during the signing ceremony of the Genius Act at the White House. All right. And we're going to continue to do our homework, you know what I mean? And, 2 other crypto bills also passed through the House this week: the CBDC, Anti-Surveillance State Act, and the Clarity Act. So I have great insight. Now it's time to just continue to do our homework. Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sorry this video was so short. Sorry I'm only able to put out one video, but guys, other things going on. Y'all stay blessed by the best. Shout out to Quality Surveillance Systems for sponsoring one of my videos. Thank you. Make sure y'all go to www.qualitysurveillancesystems.com. If you got any questions, they have a AI answer system that will answer all your questions. And Mr. Ernest will help you better understand. I will give out the numbers once I do another one. We're going to give out the email, and we're going to grow quality surveillance systems to the fullest. With all that being said, shout out everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. I do plan on making some more videos for Saturday, Sunday, so we're not stopping. We're going to continue to learn. We're going to continue to take our time. All my day traders, take your time. Don't rush anything. You don't need to force anything. Don't become a struggling trader. Do your homework. Write down information. Write down, take a notebook, fill it up. Fill it up with knowledge. Fill it up with everything you need to do. Because if you can't explain anything to people about day trading, like me, I can explain a whole lot of things about Charles Schwab, but it might be different from TradingView and all the other platforms that's out there. Do your homework, do your knowledge. Don't sit there and just guess. It's not cool. That's what struggling day traders do. And the first thing that they will tell you is it's impossible. It's hard to do. No, bro, there's people making thousands of dollars, bro, every single day within 5 minutes. All that being said, y'all see you on this video. Love you guys. All right. Stay blessed by the best. We out.